Welcome to another week of Cooking with Alex. This week I'm showing you my rendition of chicken noodle soup. So we have all the ingredients laid out here. First we have the chicken. We're only using half of this package, so 1 large chicken breast. We have 2 full veggies here. We have a full bundle of carrots and a full bundle of celery. We're only going to be using half of each of these. And then we have half a bag of extra wide egg noodles. So basically, if you want to double this recipe, you could just use the full package of chicken, full carrots and celery, and then obviously the full bag of egg noodles. And then for seasonings over here, we just like to use this chicken broth base because it's a lot easier to store in a van, and I just think it tastes better than buying like the big cartons of chicken broth. And then we also have, for our seasonings, we have onion, garlic, oregano, and basil, and then salt and pepper as well, obviously. So let's start prepping. So this step is optional. I like to use a peeler and peel my carrots, but if you don't like to peel them, then you can just wash them up and cut them as is. But I'm going to go ahead and peel mine. So now the peeling is done. They look nice and pretty. I'm just going to cut off the ends. And I really like using the produce bag to kind of throw away my scraps so my station stays clean. Alright, and time to chop. So when it's getting a little thick like this, I'm just going to cut it in half. So the carrots can have a nice even cook. So I got these done. I'm going to move them over into the pot, and then we'll chop the celery. Alright, so we have a pretty big bundle, so I grabbed out 3 large stalks of the celery. I'm going to cut their bases off. And this one has some kind of funky coloring in it, so I'm going to cut that out. That's good. Alright, and like I said, these are pretty big, so I'm going to cut them all in half. So when your veggies are around the same size, they will have an even cook, whereas if I left these whole, it would take these a lot longer to cook compared to the carrots that I just chopped. And we're also going to put a little bit of butter in here and get these veggies cooking. So I have trimmed the gross parts off and set them aside, and now I'm just going to cut this into little cubes. So our veggies are looking good. We're going to go ahead and start putting the chicken in. You'll just want to cook your veggies to your either crispy or mushy likeness, I guess. We like ours a little bit more crispy and have crunch to them. And that's how we decide when we're going to put our chicken in. I think we're going to do a little bit more butter with the chicken since it can kind of stick to the sides of the pan. once the butter is melted, we are going to go ahead and season this mixture. Alright, we are ready for seasoning. First we're going to do onion powder. Just a little sprinkle. Garlic powder. We're going to do a little bit more than the onion powder. Then we have some oregano. Just a little bit. And basil. About the same as the garlic. I'm only going to do a little bit of salt because the broth that we have is pretty salty. And then I'm going to do pepper. We ran out of lemon pepper, and we also don't have any lemons, which I highly recommend if you're making chicken noodle soup to put lemon juice in it, or lemon pepper. We don't have either, so it'll still be good, but definitely include lemon in there. So our chicken is cooked. I'm going to go ahead and put in the noodles. Hopefully it all fits. Alright, so we aren't able to put the whole half bag in, but it's good enough. And then we're just going to move our sink over and fill it with water so it covers the noodles. And if you were using the chicken broth, then you would just fill it with the broth to cover the noodles, but since we are doing the broth base, we're doing water. I'm gonna see if that's good enough. And then you're supposed to measure this base. I believe it's 2 teaspoons. Yeah, 2 teaspoons to 1 cup of water. But like most things, I go by taste. So I'm just going to sprinkle some in. Let it sit. And then I'll taste it. Alright, so the soup is done and it is ready to be served. Still need a ladle. Somebody get us a ladle. Alright, so your chicken noodle soup is done here, and you can also have it with the side of saltines like we like to, but I hope you like it, and obviously make it your own. If you don't like certain seasonings or you want to add something, go ahead and do that. But chicken noodle soup.